Okay, so the chick died. Let's just put that out there. The woman died that was shot because she was trying to climb through the goddamn window or the front doors and got shot. And I'm sure that these patriots will use this as an excuse to take to the streets and act a fool. Um, Look, this is what's on the news right here. Hold on. Okay, so anyway, now you got Breonna Taylor killed in her fucking bedroom, laying in her bed asleep, murdered by police. Let that go. Huh, yeah. She had it coming, clearly. Because when she was 5 years old, she stole a stick of gum. And then you've got these people breaking into our country's sacred facilities to do what they do, which is show their intelligence. And this is insanity. Hey, Clancy. But this all came after Trump got done with his speech, again saying that the election was rigged, again not having any evidence. If he did, then he would have shown it in one of the 60 times it went to the courts. But yet if you've got all this evidence and he did it like he's done it his career, oh, just wait for it. You'll see what's coming. You'll see. It's like, stay tuned. Stay tuned. His whole life is like a TV show. Stay tuned. No. If you have evidence, you show it. One of the 60 times at least. So he incited this. Then when it was over with, or getting ready to be over, this asshole goes on Twitter, does a video telling them they're special, and he loves them. He loves them. So, he's being impeached again because this was actually a felony. It's treasonous, what he's done. And enough people are behind it, including Republicans, that they are drawing up the impeachment stuff right now. And I guess they're gathering for it. They're probably not going to do it until they're done with the whole situation with finally validating the election. Amazing. This man has been allowed to do whatever he wants. Calm down. I'm loving this. Are you kidding me? He's being impeached again. That's fantastic. You should be triggered unless you're not a fucking American. They stormed our Capitol, dude. Are you kidding me right now? So, I'm not going to stroke out. They're just going to use this as an excuse to be violent again. Bash up windows and, it looks like they have let Trump get away with so much of his criminal activity that this is what he's done. He's like, I can't get in trouble for anything, so I'm going to push it and push it and push it. And he did. And he finally fucked up to the point that it cannot be denied. He put Mike Pence's life on the line. He put every senator, every congressperson, woman, man, doesn't matter, because of his fucking ego. Because of his ego, and he knows once he's a civilian at 12:01 on January the 20th, noon, 01, he's got a flood of subpoenas coming down on him from New York and several other locations, which he cannot pardon himself for. He knows it, and he's terrified. He's finally gonna pay for his crimes for the first time in his life. Ever. He's had to pay in court when he's conned somebody, and he's had to pay millions of dollars to people that he scammed. That's all documented. He's finally going to have to pay for what he's done. He is a complete clown. A total clown. And he's gotten away with it for the last time. They're telling, Mike Pence, of course, unfollowed him on Twitter because that's high school. And now they're screaming from both parties to invoke the 25th. Remove him from office. Now. Get it done. This was not a victimless thing that he's done. And then to tell these people that were so violent and terrifying and disrupting of democracy that they're special and he loves them. He sealed his fate. He's done. He is done. Oh, he'll always have the dumbasses who follow him and think that he's an actual businessman and a success at what he does. No, he's really not. He's really not. It's documented that he's, oh, that's funny what Shane just sent me. Let me tell her I'm live. Happy New Year. It's getting happier if they impeach Trump and get him the hell out of there with the 25th. And then, of course, all of the patriots are going to come up with their Trump capes on. God, it's so embarrassing to look at these grown motherfuckers out there doing this. So embarrassing. They made us look so weak to the rest of the world today. So weak. No, it's not a waste of time. Nope, we're not going to look. I can't stand when Democrats do that. They go, we're going to look forward. We're not going to look at the past. Oh, no, I'm sick of you giving Trump a free pass every time he fucks up by saying, let's just move forward. No, we're going to hold people accountable. No, we're more weak now than we've ever been. When they haven't even got the proper people to stand guard and protect the democracy that has kept us going, we look so weak. He is a failure. He and family are nothing but, they're grifters. Girl, you are so right. Everything they do has a grift involved. What can you do for me? What's in it for me? Everything they do. They are a bunch of high-class gypsies. That's all they are. Vagabonds. They just dress better. That's it. Deutsche Bank is coming after him as soon as he's no longer the president. He knows he's going to lose it all. Mar-a-Lago, in 2 years, when all of his shit comes due, he is going to lose Mar-a-Lago. He's going to use any golf course that he put up as collateral for the loans. Deutsche Bank has already had several people resign because during the investigations, they're seeing that there was some insider shit going on with Trump, and people were given loans where they shouldn't have been. So he's put everybody on the stage and in the spotlight, and now a lot of folks are having to step down because they've committed crimes for him. Because that's what Trump does. He gets people to commit crimes for him. He never gets his hands dirty. So when I heard that phone call where he knew he was on a group phone call, he knew other people were listening. At the beginning of the phone call, they tell everybody that's there. I said to Doug, he's doing his own dirty work. That says a lot. He doesn't have anybody on his side anymore. Nobody's willing to take the fall. He's thrown so many people under the bus in his presidency, he may as well just jump in the bus and drive over the crowd. Why do them one at a time? Just run the fuckers all over, because he has thrown everybody under the bus. Everybody. And we all know people like that just promote you and love you and praise you and say positive things about you. And as soon as you don't bend to their will, or you tell something about them, you're a piece of shit, you're an asshole, don't trust that person. It's a mental disorder. It's a fucking mental disorder. I'm so angry to see the complete disrespect for the Capitol. It's disgusting. We're helpless, man. We are absolutely... Are they coming back in?
My oath to support and defend the Constitution.
Okay, the National Guards have arrived at the Capitol to restore the order. My oath to support and defend the Constitution constrains me from... I couldn't see it all. Shit. I waited too long. Yeah, I'm ranting because this is just weird. It does not feel like our country, you guys. Thumbs me up. This does not feel like America. I mean, do y'all remember when they had the swine flu, bird flu crap going on in China? And I would look at it and be like, God, that is really sad. That would never happen here. I can't imagine having to live that way. With the masks and everything. And it happened. Weakest fucking leader this country's ever had. We've had weak leaders in the past, but they weren't intentionally weak. Everything Trump has done, every action he's taken as president has had a grift for himself in some way. There's been something for him to gain from it. We're not going to, of course, he downplayed the hoax, it's a hoax, it ain't real. And it went out of control because he did not bring in any efforts to slow it down. He just wanted to keep everybody on a cruise ship and not let them off the boat. He thought that was action. No. His everything, it'll make me look bad. And then he said, yeah, this is just a hoax to win the election. Yeah, the whole world got sick with a pandemic virus because of the American election. Oh, people, please, I can't. My head hurts. How fucking stupid do people... I mean, oh my God. It's a big conspiracy. 60 different court cases. The entire world is involved. His own Republican Party people that supported him and defended him in the past, yeah, they're all playing a part in this. All of them. It's a big conspiracy, which is way easier for people to believe than to think for once. Oh, plus don't forget 5 states were involved in still in this election. So you got all of that, this giant melting pot of everyone's kind of working together to bring Trump down. Because it's easier to believe that crazy lizard person conspiracy than it is to just believe that Donald Trump has had his time and people are sick of the division and the self-serving bullshit. You know? Thank you, everybody. Turns. I'm tired of wasting time on Trump. He's gone in a few days. Well, we're not wasting time, because if we don't take care of it, guess what? It will be a precedent-setting situation that others will look to. We have to handle this. Kind of like when they weren't doing anything to the people that were storming the Capitol. And I thought, they're enabling them. They're basically going, you know, you're good. We're just going to let you burn this steam off with this little hissy fit you're throwing, and then we'll put you to bed without a snack. I say go to social media, look for tags where people tag stuff. These people are posting videos and images. You'll be able to identify them. Probably every one of them. Because this is such an unheard of thing in our time. They're very proud of themselves. They are proud, and they're so brainwashed. They don't even realize that this is a treasonous act. They don't even realize, because Trump has redefined what is acceptable and what is not. And he truly has convinced these people that they have a right to do what they did. I understand your pain. You're very special, and we love you. No! What did you say about the protesters that were locked arm in arm, just in solidarity that night at that protest? And you said to mow them all down, Trump. Remember that? Just take them all out. Oh my God. But people storming our Capitol violently, busting windows, in case y'all haven't seen the images, climbing through windows. Vicious. Yeah, you're special people. Oh my God. And they're too dumb to realize that this has nothing to do with them or their rights or their liberties. Because those things are not under threat. It has everything to do with feeding his ego. Do you know that as soon as he knew that shit was happening, he rushed home, turned on the TV, and sat there and masturbated his orange fucking cheese doodle to that? That got him off. Look what they're doing for me. Look what I did. Look what they're doing for me. This man, his narcissism has done this to us. Yes. Yes. They're talking about it now. That's what I'm talking about. They're talking about drawing up the stuff now. Pence needs to put through the Article 25 or whatever it's called. Anyway, the 25th thing. Pence unfollowed him earlier on Twitter because they're babies. But still, it just shows you that's kind of a symbolic thing that Pence is like done. He sat there and he enraged those people, and he stoked the flames against Pence and anyone who did not support him while they were in there doing the very thing that Trump had already told all of them he didn't want them to do. Then he told them to go to those steps. He said it out of his own mouth. He set himself up to be impeached. And then when he had a chance to calm it down, what did he do? You're special people and we love you. And I understand your pain. And oh, and by the way, let me start this whole thing off with, my election was stolen from me. This motherfucker makes my head hurt. And I'm looking at the pictures of these people, and they truly are they're so emotionally involved And they've become so much of that cult, that mentality. They don't realize what they've done. I truly don't think that they see, because if they remove from the equation that Trump lost, he had the election stolen. That's his thing. Okay, forget that. That never happened. So remove that. Remove that lie that Trump started all this with, that the election was stolen with absolutely no proof. Oh, by the way, so what they're doing is for nothing, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. Is based on a lie that they were willing to believe. So here's the other thing. I remember when they weren't getting any complaints about anything with the elections, nothing from the polling places. And I saw a news clip, me and Doug sitting here months ago, and Rudy Giuliani puts up this Twitter status about election fraud and something's fishy or something to that effect. And then he says, I don't know, tell me what you think. Let me know. And I looked at Doug and I said, he is recruiting people to just tell them what he wants to hear. He's going to be flooded with claims now because he said, hey, you can be a patriot for your president. Come here. All of a sudden, after that tweet, he was flooded, where people were like, ooh, I'm going to call and tell him I saw this and I saw that. One guy, his grievance with the polling place was that they had the temperature so warm in there that he couldn't hardly stand it. In his mind, they were trying to make it so hot that Trump supporters would leave. Are we supposed to believe that liberals don't feel temperatures? I mean, oh my God, y'all. There's so many silly shenanigans. And now they're going to take our guns. Who? When? Where? What are you talking about? They have run this political party out of fear. They've used fear. Fear of shit that's never going to happen. No one's taken anybody's guns. I have liberal friends galore. A lot of them own guns. No one's taken anybody's guns. And if that's your main concern, then you might want to stop jacking off on your gun. Something's wrong with you. Just put it back in that 3 stories below the ground bunker you have built. Below your trailer. Ugh. Got this lovely double wide. 3 stories down, I have a state-of-the-art bunker for my guns. So where's everyone sleep when the fallout happens? Oh, I sleep right there. My guns are there. My food is there. What about your wife and kids? What about my wife and kids? Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Boris Johnson, it is now vital that there should be a peaceful and orderly transfer of power. The enemies of democracy will be pleased at these unbearable images. See, this is the way the world is seeing it. Shocking scenes in Washington, D.C. The outcome of this democratic election must be respected. This is from around the world. That's what I said earlier, you guys, on my other stream. He has made us look so weak. We are weaker now than we have probably been in my lifetime. Did you see the press release from the National Association of... No? What was it? I didn't see it. I think that guy was the shooter that shoot that chick. Honestly, everyone has a part to play in that chick that died. Trump, for having this even happen... I mean, they all listened to him. Her for being there. I don't want to jump all over the place too much, but you think about it. I lost it. My thought, it's gone. I looked up here and saw something, and they've got military garbed people now walking through the... Oh, this is an old one. This is from earlier. I wanted to say something important, and now it's gone. I can't remember. Hopefully it'll come back in a minute. My head is everywhere with this. I just cannot even believe what we're seeing. And I was like, why are they not in handcuffs, or why don't they have bullets in them? What is going on? And then I just watched the news about 45 minutes ago, and they were like, A lot of us in here are asking ourselves, why are we not seeing any handcuffs? Why are they not arresting people? Yeah. I mean, you're giving them the thumbs up, but they said that they will pay for it. They're going to identify everyone that they see on all these videos. Trump incited violence in an attempt to retain power, and any elected leader defending him is violating their oath to the Constitution and rejecting democracy in favor of anarchy. Vice President Mike Pence, who was evacuated from the Capitol, should seriously consider working with the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment to preserve democracy. Yeah. Yep. Because I just got a message that they were talking about drawing the papers up, like, as soon as they're done with this whole confirmation thing. And I've also heard that a couple of the senators or the Congress people, whatever, that were saying they were going to reject the election have kind of changed their tune now. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit late. You've already played a part. Oh, I remember what it was I was going to say. These people will do whatever Trump says. I didn't hear any negative rhetoric or any acts of violence happening until Trump started coming on Twitter after the election and telling people, you have a right to be mad. Be angry. He was telling them, get mad for me. Be mad for me. He needed to build an army. And he did. Google corporate group urges officials to consider quick removal of Trump for source above. Yeah. Yeah. And there are people in his own party that are supporting it. Yep. This is beyond. I don't think. Anyway, back to what I was saying. They do what Trump says, and he knows it. We've seen it. Just tonight, this evening, when Trump posted that thing on Twitter about for them to leave and stop, somebody yelled out, "Trump said to go home." And then they all started to kind of mill around to leave, and one of them yelled, "No, he didn't." And he's like, "Yes, he did," and he showed it to him. And so they tried to wind it down. It's like they're taking orders from Trump. They did this for Trump. They did this. And when he said it's time to leave, they went, "Okay, Trump said we got to leave. Daddy said it's time to go home." He basically said, "We love you, pat you on your head." He didn't condemn what they did. Never condemned it. What he did do was pat them on their head and say, "Good job, thank you. Now you go on home now." That's what he did. I got my jack off for the night, and you can leave now. Above group represents over 10,000 large companies. Well, there you go. And they say that I don't want to get this wrong, but the stock market, the trading activity is holding fantastically since the Georgia numbers came in. Everything is. They said it was stronger for the economy. So Trump said it himself years ago that the economy always does better under a Democrat, because Democrats don't mind taxing the rich that can afford to carry the burden. Until you can make more jobs for people to make a living wage, a job that pays enough, and they can make their bills and they won't need help, and then we won't have so much government funded programs, He's definitely done. I mean, we know he's done. It's just he's doing as much damage as election night. I told Doug he's going to do so much harm before he leaves. He cannot handle. This man went from never having a stage, so he would call into radio shows and stuff and act like he was Trump's spokesperson. It was him. And he would promote himself, or he would release a statement about his companies. An inside source says, and it would be Trump, of course, he was his own fan club. So he went from that, making himself look like he was big and bad, to having an actual international stage where he had his ego stroked constantly since 2015. And now he's going to have to grapple with the idea that he's not going to have that stage anymore. Society's going to move on to the next candidate for their party, and he knows it. He's going to start Trump TV. I've been saying it since 2015. He's going to start Trump TV. No, I said it in 2016. He's going to start Trump TV, or some type of Trump where you get your news that he wants you to hear. You know, very, very focused on what he wants you to see and hear. And it'll be all about him. It always is. He's never done a speech or a campaign event for someone or for a topic where he did not talk about himself extensively. Like 40 minutes of me, 10 minutes of, yeah, about this. This is why I'm here. Bye, y'all. Out. Peace, you know. But, how were rioters able to breach the Capitol? That's exactly what I said in my first stream. You know, fire them all. Fire them all. No one should have ever been able to get in those doors. Bye. Have a good night, zombie mutt dog retired. Okay, so now we have this live. Hold on. Yeah, let's see him screw up now. Bring it now. You know, it was like 6:05 and there were people still milling around and I was like, where are the handcuffs? Why are these people not going to jail? But they did speak to a senator. They spoke to look, they're just standing there having a face-off with these people. Look, they're not leaving. They're not leaving. This is ridiculous. What third world shithole country are we dealing with here? I don't even understand, you guys. Pet his head. There we go. There we go. All right. This is not our country. This is not right, you guys. This is not right. This ain't what we do. This is not good. And this is not a good look. I want this guy with a term. I want him having a jail term. This is not a look we want. It's not cool. It's not cool. I feel as strongly about this as I remember feeling when the World Trade Centers were hit. This is just gross. This is gross. They did it in Michigan. Where else did they do it? Where else did they do it? Thumbs up. Thank you. It's great that Snow have two. Oh, yeah. Yep, we got the House, we got the Senate, we got the White House. And they're like, do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen? Now they're going to do whatever they want. They're going to push it right through. Well, isn't that the way it works? Isn't that what y'all did when y'all had control? Yeah, that's what I thought. Move on, next. Oh, my God. I wonder how those people that say, you know, black men wouldn't be shot by cops if they did what cops told them to do. Just do what the cop says and you won't be shot. I wonder if they still feel the same way about what happened today when they were fighting the cops, when they were pushing against the police, rioting with the police to get around them and over them and through them and under them to commit a crime. Did they think they were going to get in and get into the chambers and everyone would go, okay, Trump can have the presidency? I mean, it's obvious that no one is that dumb. So they couldn't have thought that. So they did this because they just wanted to have a political fit. What else could it be? They can't possibly think that that would have caused the election to be overturned and democracy to die. There's no way. These are just violent people. It's the same ones that when the protests were going fine for the BLM thing, the protests were fine, and then suddenly extra loads of people started showing up in trucks and in cars, And then all this violence was happening. And BLM guys and girls were coming up going, those people just got here 2 hours ago. They're not with us. We don't know who they are. And of course, a lot of them that were arrested as they threw the bricks into the windows. And I'm not saying that all of them were, I mean, some of them were BLM. They were there, they were angry. But the major violence and the destruction and the vandalism, when that happened, the vandalism, and some of them were arrested, quite a big group. I think like 17 were arrested at one spot. And out of those 17, 14 of them were confirmed to be, I want to say it was 14, it might have been 12, were confirmed to be either Boogaloo Boys, Proud Boys, or some other right-wing militia group or something. And I was like, well, there it is. There it is. They had, and they all dressed in black because Antifa always wears all black. So they were like, look at them, you can see they're Antifa, they're wearing all black. Oh yeah, because that's a calling card. Kind of like when Trump had a bunch of mercenaries coming into Oregon to help them with their issue, and they weren't wearing any uniforms, they were driving minivans, and they were just snatching people off the street. You mean like that? So now everyday people can be a cop without proving that they're a cop. Yeah, because when you wear all black, you're Antifa. Fucking idiots, man. People believe what they want to believe. Critical thinking is not a really common trait these days. People want to belong to something too. So I see a lot of people on here that did not feel a certain way. And then suddenly this year, I see them on these panels or in the chats, and they're on the other side because they wanted to hang out on that stream. So they start talking like them. I'm like, oh my God, their world is so small. Well, you know, I never thought about it that way. That makes sense. Yeah, stolen election. And I'm like, wait, what? Who are you? You know, so people that never thought a certain way are thinking that way now because they wanted to belong to this group. I want to hang out on this side chat. I want to go on this panel, you know, so I want to get along with everybody. So I'm going to be a sellout, and I'm going to throw all my beliefs to the wind because I'm a coward with no balls and I can't stand alone on what I think. It's much easier just to fold and bend to their will so that I can hang out here. I don't want friends that damn bad ever. I'm like legit that person that gets in the middle of a room, not on the internet, but actually in the real world. I will stand in a room against everyone there and say how I feel. I don't give a shit. Don't care. Yeah, then people are still there with their little, with all their gear. I'm telling you, they're going to use the death of that chick as a reason, as a hypocritical excuse to freaking protest more tonight. They're going to be protesting there. They're going to be protesting. See, they got that curfew there by 6 o'clock. Of course, they're all still there. So what's the point of a curfew if you're not going to enforce it? They're just standing there in a face-off with these cops. It's not over. It's not over. And you're going to have the people who could not go to this or didn't consider, but now they're seeing it and now they're getting all worked up. And they got their guns laying in the corner. Oh man, I want to go. I want to be a part of this too, man. I want to do this. So they're going to go downtown to where they live, talk to all their militia buddies, and they're all going to get together. We have a right to protest. This is against our constitutional rights. They can't overthrow an election and kill democracy. No, that would actually be what you're doing. Oh, the hypocrisy. They don't even, the irony is like gone. They don't even see it. They don't even see it. It's completely lost on them because they're really smart and they aren't sheep. They've seen the proof. They look at a state and it's like all this red and there's these little spots of blue. That's proof. Yeah, because that's the way elections, we look at the majority of color when we choose our election winners. Yeah, that's how we do it. I could have 75 jars laying out in the floor. Every one of the jars are full of pennies, except for 3 of them, which are full of $100 bills, crammed full. I'll hold my 3 jars full of $100 bills, and you hold your 70 jars full of pennies. I win. I've only got 3 jars, but I've got more pennies in my jars because they're in $100 bills. I mean, that's the way the Electoral College is. These counties that are red, but they're very small number of people there. Very small. The metropolitan areas, the big advanced areas that are blue, if you notice the electoral maps for every state, the big cities are blue. Every state. The cities, the big cities where people also are reported as more educated, wealthier. Not that they're wealthy, but they have better paying jobs. They're more self-sustained. Those are blue. The outskirts where there's limited population, people are a little more poor and a little more disconnected from the world because their internets are slow and stuff like that. They're red. But those big blue areas in the middle of that pool of red, more electoral votes, more individuals actually, more individual votes. Yep. It's not hard to understand. 3 jars of $100 bills, 72 jars of pennies. It's really simple to understand. But thinking's hard. Critical thinking is almost impossible. Clearly. There's my husband. Let me see what he's saying. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm just so glad that they're looking to impeach him finally. Finally something that he can't deny. He can't get out of this. He can, well, you know, I keep saying that, but then he keeps grifting his way out of everything. I think he collects dirt on everybody, and then he holds it hostage until he needs it, and then he throws it at him. You know, like that phone call he did, where he went from coddling and promoting the guy to bashing him, to threatening him, to telling him, you know, that's a criminal offense, you know? You do know that, right? I'm telling you it is. So he went through almost like the stages of a grief. He went through all the stages of trying to manipulate. The manipulating stages of a narcissist that has control issues. And issues with not being able to accept failure. He is obsessed with one thing, and that's winning. He doesn't even care how it happens or if it's true, so long as it looks like he won. Which we already know. No one can deny that. His family has said that. He wants money. Money is all that matters to him. His own son said that. And winning. Ooh, Twitter locked President Trump's account for 12 hours. They're going to delete his account when at noon on the 20th. You watch. Because then he is a regular citizen. Being under the protections of the presidency has given him a lot of protections to do the damage that he's done. And to get out of a lot of the things that he's done. Like Deutsche Bank has put it on the back burner. They're like, we're just going to let it go. We're going to let it go. And they let it go. They were waiting for him to be out of the White House. And the statute of limitations is about to run out. Further issues they're having with him. And he knows it. This year's the year. Now, if he'd have gotten a second term, he'd be safe. This is the year. And he knows it. The chickens, the chickens are coming home to roost? They are. Just history will tell the story. History will show what we've done. Well, we didn't. What another political party has done to us. Because they were manipulated into thinking he was a businessman. He's a con man. And everyone that he's done business with in his lifetime will not do business with him again. And this is why. He's ripped everybody off. All right, I'm out. Damn it, I just freaking paused it. I didn't mean to pause it. No.
We know that he has been speaking with these people, but the question is, will he listen to his family members?
I know, Bean, I just saw that. 12-hour lock. That's great. I need to message and let. What was that? Just sound like somebody hit something. Hold on. Oh. This woman says there is no such thing as white privilege. BLM is a terrorist group and cannot help but be violent. No, actually, they have not been deemed a terrorist group, but the Proud Boys have. Turn off the news media and actually research. That's the thing that people say so often. Do your research. Because you think watching Fox or OAN is research? Holy shit. My daughter says, you are mentally ill. Black Lives Matters is not a terrorist group. The Trump supporters storming our nation's capital in an attempt to help Donald Trump perform a coup are the terrorists. History will form. Thank you. History will frown upon you people. You're all sick. It's not about news media, despite Trump loving to paint that picture. It's funny how the group saying actually research and look into things are the ones who believe every alt-right conservative conspiracy theorist blog with shady proof or facts. It's like you have such a distrust in the government that as long as what you read serves your distrust, you will believe it and go on to try and spread that misinformation. Sickening. That's my daughter. I am so proud of that girl. Critical thinking, she has. I'm not embarrassed to be white. I'm embarrassed for those who have had white privilege and didn't use it for the right things. Oh, look at the fist fight. Oh my goodness. See, I didn't see all this. Holy crap. Inside of the Capitol, a fist fight inside of the Capitol. From a guy that's holding a giant flag. Unbelievable, you guys. Unbelievable. If you have white privilege, well, I don't say if you're white, you have it. I did a video years and years and years ago before I ever met this community about being lily white and what it does for me and how embarrassing it is as far as like shameful the way I'm treated special just because I'm white, and it makes me sick. It's like, really, because I have a black best friend that's a better person by far than I could ever be, but you talk to her like shit, but I'm okay because I'm white, that kind of thing. My white privilege I use to stand up for the people who don't have it. Like when I was in the Dollar General that night and that bum started giving shit to the Mexican chick for the music she had on her phone. Mexican songs. He said, turn that shit off. This is America. And I looked around and there's like a bunch of men standing around in the line with me and her and him. And none of them said anything. She clearly couldn't understand what he was saying, maybe a little bit. And he was just in her face screaming. And I pushed past her. And I said, you get out of her face, you leave her the fuck alone. I was like, he was like, you don't know. I was like, you don't say another word to her. You don't say another word to this woman. She's done nothing to you. He was like, Trump's America. He literally said Trump's America. I recorded it. And then I looked at the men in the line and said, shame on every one of you. She's got her child here. And every one of you have stood here and let this man harass her. You've not said a word. And they kind of looked down and looked around. I was like, you are shameful. So I use my privilege of being white for the right things. I don't take advantage of it, but if the situation presents itself, I'm on it. I'm there. White privilege doesn't exist. Unbelievable that people could think that. These people clearly either benefit greatly from it, don't mind benefiting greatly from it, or don't understand what it is. They don't get it. And they're like, I haven't noticed any of it. Well, you wouldn't, because it hasn't inconvenienced you. It never did. And you lack any empathy, so you can't even see it from the other side, because you're a piece of shit, basically. White privilege is very real. And it always will be. It'll always be there no matter what. You can have it a complete Senate full of blacks, and white privilege will still be a thing. There's just people in this world that are just trash. They don't have layers to themselves in the way that they think, so therefore they see everyone else one layer, two layer. They don't see past the immediate, the now, what they feel comfortable to see. Garbage dumps of humans. So, this is live. I'm going to wait and see what happens, but they have a slew of National Guard out there, and these people are still there. Why are they not arrested? I'm so done. They're making us look even more weak. Take them down like you took down those peaceful protesters so Trump could take a picture with a Bible. A Bible. Is that your Bible? It's a Bible. He literally said that. It's a Bible. And when they put that out, when they put it on the news, I sent a clip to Doug and I quoted, "It's a Bible. It's a Bible." He doesn't even own a Bible. And he avoids talking about his favorite parts of the Bible, his favorite verses and stuff, by saying, well, that's a personal thing for me I'd rather not get into. AKA, I have no fucking clue because I've never picked up a Bible other than to swat a fly. And then or move it off the seat when I sat down at the church for a photo op. Oh God. And strike 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 and strike. Fucking idiots, man. Now, I can tell you one thing, I've never been more proud to be a liberal or a libtard. Never more proud. Well, Republicans, I hope you're proud. Your party is completely being redefined by a man who conned his way all the way to the White House. And he's so in debt, he can't even breathe. No, but he's a wealthy businessman, right? Right. Just don't look at the documents because you might confuse the delusion you want rather than focus on the reality that is. All right, I'm out. I gotta go. Love to all of you guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. Y'all be good.